All right, so as the primary elections come to close here, we're going to continue to break down the races and follow the runoffs that are on the way, all leading up to the general election. And we have our two political analysts, both on the Democratic and Republican side, who've been helping us out throughout the day.
Right. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. And we're talking the big races that we saw tonight. The biggest that brought a lot of viewers and a lot of voters to the polls was that of Hidalgo County District Attorney.
That's right, a number of runoff races here locally and a statewide level. Here with Hollis Rutledge and Kelly Salazar to talk about those races. Hollis, what are the big races, runoffs here locally and on the state level for Republicans?
Well, obviously the Lieutenant Governor's race is going to be a very interesting race. The Attorney General's race is going to be obviously very interesting among the other runoffs. The highlights, of course, for tonight is Senator John Cornyn, well on his way for re-election. And into the general election, of course, George P. Bush being elected General Land Commissioner for the state of Texas.
And he's no stranger to the Valley, of course.
Obviously not. He's been here quite a few times.
Right, and we can expect him and these other candidates to come to the Valley.
Quite a few, and as I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, we'll have Greg Abbott here this Thursday.
Great. And Kelly, what about you? What about for Democrats? What are the highlights of the night here locally and at a statewide level?
Well, locally, I would say that the voters decided they were going to speak out during this election. We had an overwhelming majority come out and vote for district attorney, and he won by, over 60%, and I think that's something to be proud of. Yeah. That the voters spoke up for whatever reason they wanted change, and that was heard. On the downside, for our county, it's disappointing that Wendy Davis, although she dedicated time to this area, did not win the majority of the Democratic vote here. So she's got significant work to do, although she won statewide. So there's a lot of work to be done headed into the general election.
Okay, and let's talk about that upset with the county, the Hidalgo County Precinct 2 Commissioner's race. Precinct 2, an upset tonight, no?
Yes, that was a very exciting race as well, one that we had been all watching very closely. Commissioner Tito Palacios, the current county commissioner, is a 14-year county commissioner, and that's another race where the voters came out and made sure their voice was heard too. So it'll be interesting to see how the county transforms with two major leaders taking office next year.
Okay. Any other surprises for you guys coming up?
No, other than, of course, we will have a local Republican candidate for the 92nd District Court, Jaime Tijerina. They will face off with Mr. Singletary.
Okay, making it a contested race, of course. Now, runoffs again are May 27th.
May 27th.
May 27th.
Right.
And the Democratic Party has a ballot drawing on March 13th at the Edinburgh City Hall chambers for those candidates in the runoff, as well as our canvassing.
Okay, and do y'all think that voter ID was a problem at the polls today?
No, I would say I've heard zero complaints about voter ID. I think we all did a very good job in educating the public about the requirements for voter ID, and we made do with the new law.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it was successful. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ryan Marcy, back to you.
All right, we thank Hollis Rutledge and Kelly Salazar, our political analysts this evening. The big headline tonight certainly comes out of Hidalgo County with the district attorney's race. A man who spent 3 decades in office voted out tonight by the voters. They're saying they want change. And let me tell you, Ricardo Rodriguez, your district attorney-elect there, is very excited to hit the ground running when he does take office. And for Guerra, you heard him tonight. He almost sounded relieved, like he was glad it's over. This was a hard-fought battle and something that he looks like he's ready to take a different direction.
Right, almost conceding, saying, take this from me and now it's your turn. We did speak to both candidates leading up to this months and months. You can look back at all of our coverage, all of our sit-down interviews with both. Of course, you're going to hear more from Ricardo Rodriguez in the coming days.